Hey guys, it's Dan Martin and it's On Education, and today we are going to be talking about the important topic of teacher shortages. And we will also discuss maybe some of the reasons behind the shortages that we're experiencing today. And the first thing that we'll be talking about is a paper that was on the 74million.org webpage. And it's entitled "A National Teacher Shortage, ? New research reveals vastly different realities between states and regions." And the authors of this paper are Nugent from Kansas State University, Lamb from the same university, Kansas State, and a fellow by the last name Bruno from the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana. And what they kind of concluded is that there are definitely teacher shortages, but they are more prevalent in certain areas of the country. And they state here, firstly, the data suggests that the pandemic has exacerbated shortages in specific teaching areas in some states that have faced persistent and well-documented shortages for years, creating a patchwork of different education realities in the United States that vary from district to district and across state lines. All right, and so let's take a look a little bit further in what they found. They said there are substantial teacher vacant positions in the United States, and for some states that is much higher than other states. It's just a question of how severe it is. Nugent, lead author on the working paper and education researcher at Kansas State University, says the pandemic has just exacerbated the situation that has already started to build up, just making matters worse in some states. And so he goes on to state that nationally, an estimated 36,504 full-time teaching positions are unfilled, with the number potentially as high as 52,800. All right, so this kind of struck me as odd right off the jump. Why is there such a broad range here, and what kind of data are they using? And they go as far as to admit in the paper that a lot of the data is incomplete and not exact in nature, and they're making some projections on their data. And he said it was also reported that there were some 163,000 unqualified teachers in positions. And so one of the things that kind of caught my eye here was if you really think about it, you can add this 36,504 to the 163,000, because really if you're putting an unqualified teacher in a position, basically it's unfilled. And so if in reality here, if you add these numbers up, you're just shy of 200,000 on the low end and 215,800 on the high end of unfilled positions. And so I think one needs to keep that in mind when looking at this data that they present. Okay, so I wanted to know, figure out how many teachers there were in the United States. And I was going to use that information to kind of put a percentage on the loss of teachers that we've had currently. And so looking at this data from thinkimpact.com, the title of the article is "How Many Teachers Are in the United States?" updated for 2022. And they state here that there in the school year 2018 to 19, there are about 3,170,000 public school teachers. In the year the school year 19 to 20, there were 3,214,673 public school teachers. And in the year 2021, there was 3,197,000 public school teachers. And so they also projected out by the year 2029 that we would need 3,390,000. And that number really seems kind of low to me, considering the influx of migrants that we've had across the southern border. In this year alone, we have had over 2 million migrants come in, and I don't know the percentage of school-age children in that, but I would estimate that that would be a very large number of children that we will be responsible for educating in the future. But anyway, this was the numbers that they came up with. Some of them are projected and some of them are calculated. And so using these numbers, let's take a look and see perhaps what the percentage is for this 2020-21 year, what the percentage is of teachers that we've actually lost, or the percentage of unfilled vacancies, I guess we could say. Okay, so we're going to use this number of 3,197,000 public school teachers. If you look at that number and you look at the number from the previous year, the 2019-20 school year, we've lost approximately 17,673 teachers. So if you look at the number of unfilled vacancies and underfilled vacancies from the previous study from Brown University, we had about 200,000 unfilled positions. And so if you divide that by 3,197,000, you get a 6% shortage in the number of teachers. I was really unclear whether this 200,000 number also included private school teachers, but let's project out and say that it did. If it included the private school teachers, you'd have 200,000 divided by 3,684,000 teachers, and that would be a 5.4% vacancy. So this is where I get the number of between 5 and 6% shortage nationwide, if these numbers are anywhere close to right. And I've also seen studies that have said that the shortage is as much as 9%, and I've seen studies that say it's a shortage of only 4%. So take that with a grain of salt, and use that as a type of ballpark figure.